what I'm going to share with you today is actually something that we all want to do, right? We all want to make more sales. We all want to be able to increase our volume, work with more people, help more people, right? But there's something that has to do with that, and it's something that we are all involved with, and that is sales, right? We're all salespeople here, and normally, well, it's no secret that salespeople are normally not very trusted. There's a site they publish articles every so often. It's called the Gallup, and they do polls and stuff like that. And one of the latest one that I saw had to do with salespeople, or rather, it had to do with it's a consumer report, and they have different stats for depending on the industry that you're in. So the consumer report that I saw that was published talked about the stats that we're referring to is back in 2019 and 2020 for evaluating which professions are the most trusted among American people and which are the least trusted. And at the very top, you had for 2019 at least, you had the nursing profession, followed by the medical doctors, pharmacists, high school teachers. Meanwhile, at the very bottom, you had the salespeople. Now, the reason why is because it's a huge difference in the industry, how people see you, right? People see you as a salespeople, but how can you change that and become experts? So they see you more as an expert rather than as a salesperson. So how can you change the way people view you so you can make more sales, have better income? Well, if you think about it for a minute, think about celebrities. They're never viewed as salespeople, even though they sell stuff all the time. Think of, for example, celebrities in the sense of they endorse, right? They endorse products, they endorse services. That's why they're not viewed as salespeople. But think of a golfer or a basketball player or your favorite sport athlete. Most likely he's sponsoring or endorsing something. And in reality, he's selling something. But although that athlete is promoting that product and in effect they're selling it, people don't see it that way. Now think about a doctor. Doctors, they sell drugs and they push products or different things all the time, but they're not viewed as salespeople. So why is that? Well, it's because doctors prescribe, right? They don't sell. When was the last time that you heard somebody say, yeah, the doctor sold me these drugs? You're never gonna hear that. They say the doctor prescribed me this or prescribed me that. So medicine changes your thinking. And the doctor now is viewed as an expert, not as a salesperson. So as a salesperson, how can you change your positioning and be an expert? Because you can become an expert. So how can you change your position? How can you change how people view you? Well, think of somebody that you consider an expert. And this is just to get you in the right mindset. You know, how can you change people's view? Think of somebody that you consider an expert as social media or finance or maybe personal development. For me, when somebody different comes to mind in all these categories or all these industries, when I think of personal development, I think of Tony Robbins, for example. When I think of personal finance, Dave Ramsey comes to mind. When I think of social media expert, you have Gary Vee. So if you watch YouTube videos or you're on Instagram, chances are that you've seen some of their content. So what's the difference between these experts and you? Well, the difference is that they educate people. They give out advice. They give out content. They deliver value. So what can you as a salesperson do differently? Well, the biggest thing is to educate. You can educate your leads, you can educate your prospects, and you can help people understand or teach them about a product or a service and why they should and why value it. You can do the same thing. So the question is, how can you become the expert? So what are the differences, before we answer that, what are the different options on how to create so you can become the expert? What options do you have? Well, you can answer questions in videos, for example. I know Steve talks about this, and perhaps Steve want to chime in. So you can answer questions on social media with videos, blog posts, or even a magazine or a booklet. I mean, information that you can print out as well. And you can go out there and you can actually start educating your prospects and start positioning yourself as the expert rather than the salesperson. There are thousands of real estate agents out there, and you, so the competition is real. So how can you get off from the ground, from the noise, and be on top, right? So you can do that by positioning yourself as an expert rather than as a salesperson. Again, going back to Gary Vee, Tony Robbins, Dave Ramsey, if you're familiar with those three people, you probably didn't think of them as being salespeople. Well, but rather you think of them as experts, and they sell all the time. They sell daily. They sell to you. They sell to me. They sell constantly. So when we watch them, we see them differently because of how they delivering that value. So here's an example. If somebody records a video of someone trying to sell a car and they just post it on YouTube, chances are they're not going to get any traction unless people are laughing at it, right? They have some comedy involved, right? But let's say you post 5 tips for buying a car, or the 5 biggest mistakes people make when buying a car and how to avoid them. Chances are when you do it like this, when somebody's buying a car, they're going to say, oh man, I really hate the buying car experience. And then they're gonna Google it, or they're gonna search YouTube for advice. And then they'll find the tips that you're sharing and they'll get value from it. So at that point, at that very moment, they will view you completely different. And chances are, you're in the area and you're a car salesperson, let's say, they come to you and they buy a car because now you're the trusted expert. And same thing can be said about real estate. You know, so let's say a seller had a bad experience with an agent, and they're gonna figure out how to sell a home on their own. And there you are talking about for sale by owner and talking about tips that they can, how to avoid costly mistakes for sale by owners make. And then they're gonna watch your video, and then you become the expert rather than that salesperson trying to get a commission. That's the best piece of advice that I could give any of you, any salesperson. Change the way people see you by changing your message to education, to providing value, to answering questions, and not just to sell. Again, change the way people see you, become the expert. Obviously, selling is how you make money, but that part becomes easy, and it comes later when you have built those relationships with someone, and you are seen as an expert in your community. Essentially, how people see you is really important. Just remember that. How people see you, that's how they'll treat you. So if you come out as a very salesy or as a salesperson all the time and pushy, that's how they'll treat you, and they'll avoid you.
Oh, that's so true.
So think about how when you go out and you go to a dealership, for example, going back to the car salesman, right? You see all these people coming to you, right? Like sharks in the water, you know, like trying to sell you something, trying to sell you the car. But whenever you find that one person that they're trying to teach you about what's the right vehicle for you, your mind will change. And the same thing can be applied to real estate. Once you start teaching people, providing value, educating people, leading them to giving them more information, you're going to be seeing completely different. So become the expert and you'll make more sales. And talking about becoming experts in your field, one of the things that we encourage you to do is always to educate yourself first, right? Nurture your mind, right? Feed your soul, feed your mind with information and value that you can share them with other people. And that's what we always trying to do here at Broken Nation Real Estate. We're always trying to come up with trainings and different stuff that would help you become more knowledgeable so you can deliver that message to your prospects, your clients, your sphere of influence. So talking about that, I wanted to invite you all. We're having in-house trainings all this week, starting with tomorrow. So tomorrow at 10 a.m., we're having a training. It's a marketing training. It's called Feel Good Marketing, and this is going to be given by Eric Zaraset from Freedom Mortgage. Eric is going to be talking about different strata of marketing, like the strategies for the Feel Good marketing. They're talking about the mindset. We're talking about the foundation and how you can have a change in your business to be able to do more. So that's going to be tomorrow at 10. Steve, do we have those invites ready by any chance?
We do. I just dropped the link into the chat, so you can click on that and go directly to it. As always, we post all of our events at www.brokernation.events. You'll find it there. And we have some, so this is going to be a very interesting training tomorrow, right, Daylon? I've been speaking to Eric also. He's got a really powerful slide deck, 3 strategies that will elevate your real estate business. So he's really going to be kind of borrowing into these 3 strategies. And then we have a busy week, right, Daylon, with some more trainings.
So on Wednesday, we're having our real estate investing 101. It's called the Circle of Wealth. We're gonna follow up with an email later on for everybody, but real estate investing 101, understanding what we've been talking about, working with investors. One of the things is that you all can become an investors yourself. It's all about having the right mindset, but also having the right strategies in place. So if you understand at a personal point of view, if you understand how an investor thinks, what they look for, it will be easier for you to approach these people. So if anything is said, at least you have the information so you can know what kind of people you can target. So join us on Wednesday. It's going to be live. It's going to be here at the Doral office. The link will be in the chat. It's going to be in www.brokernation.events. Find it there, register, because that way you know exactly the time and the place, the address, if you're not familiar with the Doral branch. But join us on Wednesday at the office. And also on Thursday, we're having another awesome training. I feel like we all need to be there and we all need to enjoy it. And it's called Coffee and Comes, and that is with Ray Ackley. And it's actually the title is CMA 101, Think Like an Appraiser. So Ray, what are we to expect in this training?
Well, I'm going to be hitting a lot of topics and kind of a broad base of things that you should keep in mind when trying to price properties. But just a few of the topics that I'm going to hit are pricing as an appraiser versus as a realtor, how to think like an appraiser, things that you should be prioritizing when looking for comps for your own properties, and white elephants. So it's going to be really interesting and informative.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to that one because I think it's going to be great. I think we all need to have that training. CMAs is like one of the first things that we do, right? When we're going to meet a seller, we want to make sure that we have the right information. So again, Coffee and Comes, man. I'm looking forward to meeting with having Ray give it this one. And Ray, just so you know, Ray has many years of experience in the appraisal on the appraising industry, right, Ray? So
just about 19 years.
Look at that. So if somebody can teach something about comps, that will be Ray. So please join us. That's on Thursday at 10 in the morning as well. And also, so just to recap, just so you know that all we do here is trying to help you so you can become the expert in your field. Okay, level up. Okay, be ahead of the game, be ahead of your competition. So how do you do that? By educating yourself. How you provide value? By you feeding yourself first and then helping somebody else. So again, just to recap, we have the Feel Good Marketing with Eric Sarasad. We have Wednesday with Real Estate Investing 101, the Circle of Wealth. And Thursday, Coffee and Comes, CMA 101, Think Like an Appraiser with Ray Ackley. All this Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is going to be live in person at the Doral office. So right here. So please join us. Go to the link. Again, Steve, what's the website?
That's www.brokernation.events. And remember, it's just brokernation.events instead of .com, Daylon. It's pretty easy to remember. And I always post the latest and greatest events there. And that's where to register RSVP. And you'll get your reminders and your links and everything dropped to your email. And it'll be real easy to get in there.
Excellent. So click on the link, register, and I'll see you tomorrow on our Feel Good Marketing training. All right, with that said, guys, have a great week. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you tomorrow. If you can make it, please make it. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Okay, bye, everybody. I put it on gallery view and ask everyone to
Take it
unmute.
easy.
Bye, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Have a great
Bye. Thank you. Have a good
Thank
day.
you. Great training, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.